Hello everyone and welcome to BriscoeGames. This is going to be not quite the joyous video that I normally have because unfortunately we have some we have some bad news in the gaming community. Like, simple as that. There's no real getting around this or trying to explain this or make light or try to see this in a good image, because flat out it's just foul and it's unnecessary. So, unfortunately, to all my Xbox gamers out there, Xbox Live Gold pricing is going to be increasing. And initially, it doesn't look like that much. So, I'll just read over this up front so you can kind of see what's going on with it. And then you'll understand why it's actually going to be a big jump. So, this is directly from Microsoft. So, I'm going to read this directly from news.xbox.com. And it's titled Update on Xbox Live Gold Pricing. Since we launched Xbox Live 18 years ago, we've been working to make it the most advanced multiplayer network available for the greatest community of gamers, and there are a lot of you. Millions of people come together on Xbox to play with friends and discover great games. We invest in our community by strengthening the digital safety of our players, enabling new ways to share, communicate, and play with your friends, and delivering industry-leading reliability across our network. Periodically, we assess the value and pricing of our services to reflect changes in regional marketplaces and to continue to invest in the Xbox community. We'll be making price adjustments for Xbox Live in select markets. In many markets, the price of Xbox Live Gold has not changed for years, and in some markets, it hasn't changed for over 10 years. So what does that mean for you? If you're an existing online 12-month or 6 months Xbox Live Gold member, there's no price change. If you choose to renew your membership, it will renew at your current price. So this is the only remotely decent or remotely good news out of this. I can't even say good news. Let me get back to decent. So basically, if you're already paying for Xbox Live and you already pay it directly through your Xbox console and through Microsoft, make sure you have it on auto renew and make sure you have kept it on there, because that way you'll get to continue to spend your $60 per month. Now let's continue. The price of a 1-month gold membership is increasing $1, so $1, and the price of 3-month memberships is increasing by $5, $5, or the equivalent amount in your local market. So monthly, you're going up from what used to be $9.99 to $10.99, and quarterly, you're going from $24.99 down to $29.99. So basically, you're going to, it's over $120 for the 1 month. If you do it monthly, you're paying over $120. It used to be $9.99, so you pay about a little less than $120, but now it's $10.99, so you're gonna pay $12 more than that, so about $132. And 3 months now is $30, basically $29.99, basically $30. So 3, 6, 9, 12. You're paying $120 for that. So you used to be able to do, let me just continue. If you like to upgrade your gold membership to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for remaining gold time, will also convert directly to Ultimate. Your remaining gold time will also convert directly to Ultimate, up to 36 months, which is 3 years. For example, if you have 11 months of Xbox Live Gold now and you upgrade to Game Pass Ultimate, those 11 months convert to 11 months of Ultimate at no additional cost. And this is what they're trying to do. They're basically trying their best to strong arm every single Xbox gamer into forcing them to go to Xbox Game Pass. Now, I personally have Game Pass, and I think it's a great service where it is now. But it's not a great service for every person. If you don't play a bunch of different games, or you don't care about the variety of games like indie games or just first-party games from Microsoft and even Bethesda or EA, it's not for you. It does nothing for you. It's a waste of money to invest in this. And that's pretty much what the problem is. So I'm gonna finish this last part so we can go into, let me give a little bit more information. So prior to this, let's say a few months, because they got rid of the 12-month altogether a few months ago. So you used to be able to do an entire year Xbox Live for just $60. Now you can't even do the annual $60 anymore. Now you have no choice but to go ahead and do this new subscription model. So I'm going to finish this up and let you know what it is as well. Members have already been notified in some regions. If you're in a region where prices are being adjusted, you will receive an email and a message center notification over the next month letting you know what the new prices is for your membership. Going forward, new pricing will be 1 month for $10.99, 3 months for $29.99, and 6 months for $59.99. That's the problem. This used to be 12 months for $59.99, and now it's 6 months for $59.99. So you're basically paying twice as much as you used to on the annual subscription for absolutely no reason, or your local market equivalent. So I'm gonna read this last sentence and get into my rant. You can always visit your account to manage your membership, and prices won't adjust until at least 45 days after you receive the message. Okay, that's the last sentence for that. Now let's get to the point. Basically, it's just a crappy move and a crappy thing to do to people who have no need for Game Pass or don't want to sign up for that service, who are absolutely fine with what they have now. There's no spinning this. There's no making it seem like, oh, this is good. There's nothing good about this. It's basically charging people twice as much for absolutely no reason. I could see if you were getting 2 Xbox Series games included in Games for Gold now or something like that, but you're literally getting nothing. They're doubling the cost and there's zero benefit to the consumer. That's what the problem is. There's no spinning it, there's no benefit, there's no justifying this at all. It is literally charging you twice as much because I feel you need to give me more money because I bought ZeniMax and I want to make more money on the Xbox division, because we have more games to produce to try to put in Game Pass. So we want you to get over to Game Pass, where we could potentially raise the price on there and eventually fade out Xbox Live altogether and start bringing Game Pass from $15 to $20 to $25 to $30. Like, it's inevitable. We see it right now, and a lot of people are saying, but people don't complain about Netflix and Hulu when they raise the price. They do complain about it. We complain about it all the time. The difference is they're not doubling the cost of their annual subscription. They are literally raising the price just like Microsoft did on their monthly subscription, but they're not doubling the price of the annual subscription, which is where the problem really comes from. You're basically forcing people to pay $120 to even play games online. Like a lot of free-to-play games, they're free to play across every other platform except Xbox Live. You want to play Fortnite and a bunch of other things on PlayStation, Nintendo, and PC, it's free to play. Xbox, you kind of have to have Xbox Live to get in. Now you have to pay $120 to be able to use it, which is ridiculous. It's one of the reasons why Final Fantasy XIV never came to Xbox, even though they wanted to put it on there as well too, because you had to have this paywall to get into it. And it's unnecessary and it's ridiculous that this is being doubled for no legitimate reason outside of just wanting more money from their consumers. They're strong arming their consumers for more money and basically saying, we want you to go to Game Pass or you're going to pay us more money if you don't want to. And it's unnecessary. There's the people who are out defending this and saying Game Pass is better anyway, so this doesn't affect me, but it has nothing to do with affecting you. If you're on Game Pass like I am, then good for you. Like, it doesn't affect us, but it does affect people who don't have access or don't want Game Pass. Simple as that. Game Pass isn't available everywhere. And those games that are in there, they aren't the same everywhere. So that's where you run into an issue with this. People have Xbox Live because they might only want to play Call of Duty. They might only want to play FIFA Soccer. Basically, what Microsoft is telling these people is, it doesn't matter if that's what you want, and it doesn't matter if that's what you want to do. We're going to want more money from you. And if you don't want to pay that $120, then you have no choice but to pay Game Pass $180 a year. And they do have a choice. And the choice is they can say screw this and go straight over and buy a PlayStation 5 instead and have their free-to-play games absolutely free and be able to at least currently have online for an entire year for just $60, if not less, since PlayStation still has those digital cards and things like that as well too. Microsoft have them as well, but this whole move looks like it's just to completely phase that out. And Sony, unfortunately for them, they still have this. So you're basically saying pay us twice as much to play online compared to PlayStation. And people just, that's not gonna fly for most people. It's just not gonna happen at all. They tried to build up this goodwill and this consumer friendly image, and immediately with this one stupid move, it's gone. Like, Xbox was down and out with the Xbox One. I'm sorry to my Xbox fans. This isn't to be negative towards Xbox. This isn't to be a downplay towards them. As you guys already know, I have every single platform and every console. I have a PC. I have a Apple TV. I have Stadia, for Christ's sake. And I have NVIDIA Shield TV. So I have Android gaming. So I play everywhere. The problem is you can't try to strong arm your consumer base. Like, your most loyal fans, they're not going to care. They're going to be like, yes, Xbox, we praise you. Yes, yes, yes. Like, that's not going to matter. But for people who are casual gamers, which generally speaking is somewhere near, on average, I would say, about half of your audience, they don't have to stick around for this. And unfortunately, Microsoft, you are not the industry leader when it comes to console gaming. It's Sony, and you are basically giving your consumers, the people who would come to Xbox first and be like, I prefer Xbox, you're basically giving them a reason to say, wait a minute, if they're going to charge me more, then I can just go to PlayStation. Or, perfect example, the Call of Duty reference. You can get a year of PlayStation Plus and buy Call of Duty for the same price as only being able to have 1 year of Xbox Live now. That's ridiculous. So you'll have Xbox Live for a year, but you're not playing Call of Duty unless you spend another, $70 on top of that. With PlayStation, you can get Call of Duty and PlayStation Plus for basically the same price, because PlayStation Plus is usually you can get it for 20% off on the PlayStation Store directly. And it just makes no sense. We have to stop the fanboying. We have to stop the Microsoft Defense Force or the Xbox Defense Force. You guys got to take your shields down. Enjoy your Game Pass like I'm enjoying mine, but let the people who this is affecting, and the people who are vocal about this and how it can affect the people who this does affect, let them speak up about this, because it's just not right. What they're doing isn't right. It doesn't benefit anyone. It doesn't help anyone on the consumer level. Microsoft needs to be doing everything they can to have a golden image so that they can actually get back into the console race and compete. Unless that's not what they want to do. If they want to just go completely Game Pass, that's absolutely fine. Like I said, it's a great service. It works on PC wonderfully as well too. So if all you want to do is just make basically your next console be just an Xbox PC, that's cool and that's golden. But don't come in here and do this to your loyal consumers who have been with you for generation after generation after generation after generation now. Like, you just launched a new console and have 3 million people on there, when you have an audience of, let's say, at least around 50 million people who are still looking to buy your console. You just gave 50 million people a chance to give you the side eye and be like, I don't know if I'm gonna even participate in this. Like, you just got to get it together. This is pretty much it for this video. I didn't want this to go on to be too long. I just literally can't believe they did this. They just basically threw away all the goodwill that they had for a lot of people. Like, the core fans, they're just going to be there regardless, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can love Xbox, love what you love, enjoy what you enjoy. Like I said, Game Pass is a great service for those who have it and those who play a lot of games and those who like diversity, such as myself. Like I said, I play on everything, so obviously Game Pass will be something that I personally would have and should have. But this just wasn't the move. This wasn't the thing to do. This wasn't the way to be. There were so many other ways you could have got people to get over and migrate to Game Pass, and I guess it wasn't happening fast enough for them, for all the content. I get it. They bought all these studios. They had to produce all these games. They had to get all these budgets together. They had to pay these people. They had to pay for marketing. So for the Xbox division, one of the things people keep saying is like Microsoft is worth 1.7 trillion. They have all this money. That's Microsoft. It's like any other company. Each company, if it has multiple departments, each division has its own budget. Microsoft's budget is not Xbox budget. What Xbox has to spend annually, that's what Xbox has to spend. They can ask for more, but usually when that happens, heads start rolling at the executive level because you're not running your business at that point. And just for anyone who's been in a high level position within any kind of company, you just know when business isn't being profitable and things are starting to cost, and we're not seeing return, heads start rolling. And that's why you can't count Microsoft money for Xbox money. So I get that Xbox, they have all these plans that they're trying to do, but the subscribers for Game Pass, they're at 20 million. At least that's what they previously said. And I assume they're not greatly picking up from where they're at. I know they had like, I want to say 48 million is what I believe they said they had for Xbox Live Gold members as the 360 generation and Xbox One generation were starting and closing. So they are still missing about, let's say, around 30 million people who are on Xbox Live Gold who haven't made their way over to Game Pass, and they're basically trying to strong arm them to be like, hey, we need you to get over here so we can produce this content. We need you guys over here because this is where we want you to be at, because this will give us more money to pay these people who we make these deals with and to pay all these developers and studios that we're trying to get content for. So I get it. From a business standpoint, I get it. This just wasn't the way to do it. Plain and simple. This was strong arming. This was mob tactics of doing people who support you and want to see you be successful and win. You just did them wrong and dirty. And like I said, that's it for this video. I'm not trying to go too far into this. Like, I wish them the best for this. I see this being something that's going to be basically the same kind of situation of how they launched with the Xbox One. I see this potentially being that same way, but for the consumer market, the casual market, rather than it was for the core gamer. So best of luck to them. Once again, this is BriscoeGames. I'm signing off as always. Stay up, stay positive, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.